Hello, friends. Welcome yet again on my channel. You are invincible. I hope you're doing great and taking good care of your family members. Thank you so much for your continued support and love. In today's episode, we are going to talk about something really fascinating. I'm sure a few of you must be knowing about it, but I'm going to share a little more insight into it. Today, we're going to talk about Akashic Records. That's right. What are Akashic Records? Akashic Records, or the Book of Life, can be equated to be the supercomputer of the universe. It is having the reservoir of information of every individual who has ever lived on planet Earth. Each and every thought, words, deeds, the intent that the individual has ever had, all that information is there in the Akashic Records. For centuries, access to these Akashic records was only limited to ascetics, seers, and sages. But no, that's not the case anymore. It can be accessed with anyone and everyone who delves into their higher spiritual self. These Akashic records are very interactive. They have an influence on our everyday lives. Yes, our thoughts, feelings, intent, and also the potential reality that we draw towards us. Through the Akashic records, we get to know that each one of us is interconnected. We all are connected to each other. It's really fascinating. Linda Howe, the author of the amazing book How to Read the Akashic Records, says that these Akashic records they offer empowerment and transformation by lending us to wisdom, guidance, and energetic support to lead our lives. As mentioned earlier, these Akashic records were only the domain of mystics and sages, but that is no longer true. The human race, the spiritual realm of every individual is growing, evolving, and maturing. And hence, with this spiritual independence, each one of us can access the Akashic records. People today, they reference towards the Akashic records for their own personal development and self growth. So imagine each and every soul who has ever existed on planet Earth from the dawn of creation, their information is there in these Akashic records. What is the history of Akashic records? One of the earliest reference of Akashic records comes from Helena Blavatsky, who was the founder of the Theosophical movement in the late 19th century. She mentions that she got to find about Akashic records from the Tibetan monks who said these records can be found in the fifth element, that is the space or ether. We all know that nature has five elements: air, water, earth, fire, and space. It is also called ether or Akash. Akash or space, the fifth element, is said to be the fundamental fabric of reality from which the other elements emerge. It can also be called the source of material reality. One of the metaphysicists, Rudolf Steiner, he referenced Akashic records as a place where each and every word, thought, and deed of an individual can be traced. Contemporary physicist Erwin Laszlo, he looks at these Akashic records from the perspective of science and suggests that these records have the templates of human ideals of harmony and equanimity. This is seen in his Akash paradigm, which relates to the human evolutionary process. Few scriptures also suggest that every life's record is there in heaven, and the souls are judged according to these Akashic records. So, who can access these Akashic records? Well, as mentioned earlier, whoever has existed in the world till now has contributed to these records. So each and every one of us can have access to these Akashic records. Few things that need to be noted before we access these records are: we need to have a peaceful outer environment, we need to be patient, and also have an open mind. What needs to be remembered is the person who wants to access the Akashic records needs to be very, very specific to the questions that he needs to know. One must prepare in advance because there's so much of information available in these records that it's important to be more specific so that when you ask, you shall be given. It's based on free will. So, very crucial is that we focus on what we want to know and then we are ready to receive. That is very, very crucial in order to get any information from these Akashic records. First, we come in touch with our higher self, our own self, which is minus our personality and our ego. We manifest our highest being, our heart, our mastery, our divine, that soul which is within us, which has the highest potential. There are many entities which are connected with them: ascended masters or masters with whom we resonate, masters of custody, beings of light, essences of humans who have been in touch with us in this life, angels, and many more. Isn't it so fascinating? I mean, imagine Akashic records are like an interactive log. We have written it, and we are still writing as we continue to live. Sometimes, when the person is receiving the information from the Akashic records, certain ways of thoughts, of behavior comes out which is not from his present lifetime. This is when the information from his past life or even one or two lives that he has lived is given to him. But this is not the main purpose of receiving information from the Akashic records. This happens when that thought or behavior is interfering with his life right now in this present form. So the information that gets to him from the Akashic records is basically for him to resolve any issue that he or she is facing in this current life. He doesn't need to know what happened in the past lifetimes. Just the information that, okay, there is something that transpired in that life which is interfering with him in this life. Maybe like a hindrance, obstacle, way of thinking, behavior, belief system. That info is given, and hence he can resolve what he or she is facing in this current lifetime. It's just so intriguing, so scientific if you look about it, if you think about it. There are a few steps in order to access the Akashic records. The best questions that you can ask starts with what, why, and how. Define what you want to do. Are you just browsing? If so, ask yourself what you really want to do. I want to maybe experience the Akashic records. I want to see whether Akashic records exist. I want to know about it. Be specific. Clear your thoughts and maybe just write them down. Clear your intention. Also know that there is no right or wrong intentions or questions. At times, your answers will come to you, and at times, you may not get your answer. So be prepared for both. When you're ready, just clearly state your intention and request the guides, whether you know them or not, to assist you. Use whatever meditative practice you prefer to calm yourself down, to center yourself, calm your energies, and just relax. After that, just clearly state your intention and let your information flow. State the intention that you want to access the Akashic records pertaining to your question. After that, keep an open mind and let it flow. This information could be in the form of visual or auditive. It can come through an angel or a guide. Most importantly, what you need to know is be in a relaxed state of mind. let yourself be, connect to your center, settle your energies. If you connect with another being in this process, ask them their name and just clarify that you're accessing the records pertaining to your subjective question. When you're ready, end the session and take some time to record the experience. Did you get access? If no, it is okay. Don't worry. For many, it takes more than one or two attempts to access the Akashic records. But even if you believe nothing happened, just write down the impressions and thoughts. In hindsight, it will reveal that much more happened. Something really amazing happens during these readings. Well, the recipient who goes through these readings enters into a heightened state of consciousness where time expands and the feelings of peace expands. The sensations and perceptions of the recipient totally depends upon how centered he brings himself to, how he settles his energy, how calm he is from within. And the person who's offering these readings, he should be able to set aside himself so that the intimate space of the master and the recipient is duly respected. During these readings, what also happens is the recipient of the message, he gets affected at a very profound level or multiple levels in the right manner. It is not just any new cognitive information that enters the thin bodies that we all are composed of, but this information impregnates every cellular body of this physical realm, which brings about a transformation and rebalancing of every realm of one's life. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. We also receive karmic healing consciously by resuming different lives in order to illuminate this life. We feel lighter, we feel that now we are free from the unresolved obstacles that we have dragged on for so long. It is just an amazing and beautiful feeling. And this is done in the most sweetest and moving ways. We feel pampered and loved by our ancestors, our angels, our guides, masters who inspire us, beings of light which exist in our own self. And this feeling of being in a big and happy surrounding does not leave us. We don't feel alone anymore. Something which was so difficult and heavy in the past becomes light. The heart is lightened with the love of our multi-dimensional friends. It is said that one who comes in contact with the Akashic records changes his or her life. It is really profound and in a way magical. To believe in the possibilities is what matters. By changing our approach to life, life changes. Opening the record starts a journey of self knowledge, which is driven by a higher, purer self, our heart, our invisible helper. How does it really happen? How does the information come? What is the information that comes? It is love, it is light, it is a vibration. People say that they have been able to translate and transform their consciousness. Where there used to be tension, there is only peace and enthusiasm for life. The mood immediately changes. That's what happens when one accesses one's own Akashic records. Beautiful, isn't it? So, friends, you can see yet again that in order to achieve your higher superior self, one needs to elevate one's own energy, frequency, and vibrations. That is the only way to achieve all your desires. And I know you can achieve them. Every realm of your life, you can achieve your desires as you are invincible. It will make me supremely happy and joyful to see you there. I'm going to be with you, right by your side in this beautiful journey where I can see you achieve your dreams, fulfill your desires. I know that you are invincible. Just believe in yourself. I believe in you. Believe in the possibilities. Thank you so much, my dear friends, to support and love my channel. You are invincible. It makes me really happy to see all of you gain from the same. Stay tuned for many more thought provoking episodes and captivating interviews with globally renowned personalities. Take good care of yourselves and your family and friends till we meet again. Adios.